All right, gonna try to make this a real quick testimony on our kids' schooling. We first had kids, putting them into school. We said we'd never be people who switch them around. We want them to just stay where they are to grow deep friendships. And of course, when you tell God you're not gonna do something, He challenges you, apparently. It happens all the time. I find it comical that when I say I'm not gonna do something, he that's the very thing He calls me to do. But anyways, was homeschooling until Gabe was in third grade, and I absolutely loved it. I was running a classical conversations co-op. I planned on always homeschooling. And one year, because every single year, I always pray and ask the Lord, like, hey, this is what we're looking at for our next school year. If it's not what you want, could you just, let me know? I always want to be open with it. So, let me know if this is not what you want. Otherwise, I'm going to keep walking in this. And normally He said nothing until this year when He's like, yeah, I want you to put your kids full-time in a school, which I try to do things my way first I don't want to do that. So let me find a hybrid where I can homeschool and put them in a school. So it was like 2 days a week they'd be in a school. And God totally slammed the door on my face. It's like a longer story, but it literally was not an option. So found WCA. And God literally gave them like all the questions I had of I'm going to be popping in these classrooms and seeing how you're doing things because XYZ, I had my whole list of things that I wanted to be done a certain way, and my fears and my worries. And literally when I went to the info meeting, she answered all of them in order. And I'm like, okay. All right, God, I see you. So they enrolled in WCA. We were there for 3 years. Thought I'd never leave there. And God really laid on our heart to do homeschooling. And I was just shocked and excited and all the things. But I really loved our WCA community. So again, I tried to do it my way and I helped them create a hybrid. And then God's like, no, that's not what I said. You're just homeschooling. So homeschooled again. Ended up being amazing. We lived in New Orleans for a while. We lived in Arizona for a while. The kids just learned so many different things. It was awesome. And then as we were going back, He's like, you're going to go back into a school. I'm just like, oh. So again, I'm praying, every year I pray and ask the Lord, hey, I'm going to do this again. Let me know if it's different. And that's when He's informing me of these things. So I am asking, but wasn't expecting Him to be doing it this way. But anyways, He said you're going to go back to school. So I thought, awesome, back to my family. And then He's like, no, you're going to this school, which was St. Paul's. Totally different. Not even something I was looking at. It was out of the blue that He brought this. Went there. We're there 1 year praying again. And He kind of just stirred in us to where I was me and my husband were talking about, we either want to homeschool or we want to start our own school. We feel the school system's really broken in so many ways. We see the benefits of our homeschooling, of our kids moving around, of them not having to sit at a desk for 8 hours. There's just so much benefit to that, but we really love them having friends. And then God brought into our path Nick and Nancy, who were creating the Acton Academy in Bay Village. And it just was perfect. It's literally exactly how we would have created a school, is what they were pitching on what they were going to create in a couple years. And so we're well, if you can do it now, you got 7 students. So they launched that and we've been there since. And now God is, anytime I'm praying about it every year for the past 4 years, this one included, He said, grow roots. So stay there, grow roots. And it's just been a really cool journey that I would have never, ever chosen. But when I look back at the whole thing, it did not guarantee a perfect, smooth school year. There was still sometimes really hard things that we walked through. They went through bullying 1 year. Vivi had this whole weird interaction of one of her friends turning lesbian and liking her. It was super weird. Just a whole lot of weird little hiccups where normally if I were choosing, I'd be like, oh my gosh, did I make the right choice? Did I not choose the right school? That we're having the suffering, and instead it gave me a mindset of peace of okay, well, God chose us to be here. So what is he trying to teach us in this space? Like, what is he trying to do for that kid? How does he want me to support my kid or support that school or whatever systems around us at that time? And it became this like hard, steady rock foundation that through the trials of a school year, because no school year is super easy and just bubbles and rainbows, that I had the security of like knowing this is where we're supposed to be. And God's just been so gracious in directing each step. And every single school has offered our kids things that were exactly needed for them. Like sometimes it was like for like St. Paul's, for instance, when we went there, God specifically said it was for Gabriel and for Israel. And it was so for them. It was good for everybody, but it was so for them on so many levels, like so many great testimonies I could share of Gabe, like just he really like found his faith, found his value, got this confidence that he was hungry for there. Same with Izzy. He got this confidence that he didn't have for so long, that we were trying to like talk and give him and teach him, but like it just brought it out of him. And it's just so cool to see how each school played such a special role in our family. And like I said, I would have never done that. I would have never written it that way. And it's just a testimony of how good and faithful God is, that he knows each one of our kids. He already knows their future. He already knows what they need. He knows what they need more than we know. And we're the parent, like he knows more because he knows the heart, what the mind's thinking. He knows all the little things that they're not telling you. Like he knows those things. And so he just makes it so perfect. So I encourage everybody always to like pray for every decision, like not just like big things like should I change my job or should we move, but even the little details of like, Lord, is this where you want us to be? Like, is this where you want my kid to be for school this year? And praying that each and every year, just surrendering that to him, it's so fruitful.